Hello and welcome to Young Turks, India's longest running show on entrepreneurship. I'm Shireen Bhan. All who wander are not lost. In fact, some of them start up. Today we go places with entrepreneurs who are tapping into the online travel market space. Our first guest, Travel Khana, is the winner of CNBC TV 18 and Stern Fisher Angel Network's Startup India Funding Challenge. Founded in 2012, Pushpinder Singh's Travel Khana is a pan-India meal booking and food delivery platform that allows railway passengers to order food online or via SMS, which is delivered to them at the train station of their choice. Having already served over 100,000 meals, the venture is looking at clocking a turnover of 3 crore rupees. Let's take a look at how Pushpinder Singh backpacked to success. With so many things to remember and arrange while planning your travel, Travel Khana's proposition to the Indian rail traveller is to let them manage your meals while you're on the move. A Delhi-based startup, Travel Khana is a food delivery platform that allows passengers to book their meals online or over the phone on the go. So when the train pulls into the designated station, a delivery boy arrives with a meal just as it was ordered off the Travel Khana menu. Started with an initial capital of 23 lakh rupees, the venture today has a presence in over 100 locations in India.
We are a technology player largely. There are a couple of USPs. One of the USP is that we are able to track the train accurately and predict when the delivery is to be done, so that we are able to actually generate a very high delivery rate, very high success rate. There have 1 or 2 competitors who have actually cropped up after we came in, so that's for sure there. But in terms of the overall smoothness of the process, in terms of the overall technology capability, in terms of also a very strong operational capability as well as a quality insurance, that's something that we really stand apart.
Having invested in technology and a call center to manage this meal service, Travel Khana has been generating a fair amount of excitement.
How many of you?
It recently walked away with the Startup Company of the Year 2013 at our very own Startup India Funding Challenge.
Startup India Company of the Year 2013, Travel Khana.
Pushpinder is now in talks with VCs to raise about 2 crore rupees in a Series A round. As of now, the venture generates revenues through commissions, which range from 15% to 25% charged to vendor partners. Travel Khana is registering a 25% growth month on month, and Pushpinder tells us what he has cooking up for the future.
There is a technology platform centrally which is used. So the customer is booking the food. They can book online, or they can call us and they can book the food, or they can book it on a mobile app as well. What happens is that we know the train accurately, so the customer doesn't really have to tell the train timing. And the other thing is that we take the booking, we tell him the menu options, or the menu options can be seen online. The order is taken but not really passed on to the restaurant. At 1 hour before or 90 minutes before, depending upon the restaurant cutoff time, what happens is that there is a whole workflow that starts. And the workflow is very highly dependent upon emails as well as SMSs. So SMS is sent to the restaurant, there is SMSs which are sent to the customer, and then we keep tracking the train as it moves in the last 1 hour.
Currently serving 700 passengers every day, Pushpinder is looking to notch that up to 4,000 by next year. Plans are also afoot to tap into other means of public transportation and offer his services to bus passengers as well.
We have tied up with 230 restaurants. Some of them are pure bulk restaurants which only deliver a meal beyond a certain size, and there are some who can even deliver one single meal to you. The tie-ups are across India at many states. We are very strongly present in central, western and now northern market, and we are spreading our wings into the southern market.
Pushpinder here is wishing you the very best of luck for Travel Khana's future endeavors. Let's move on now to IIT International. This week, Young Turks brings you an exclusive. Silicon Valley maverick Travis Kalanick's Uber app had its official launch in Bangalore this week, and we were there to get a piece of the action. Uber is an app downloadable on smartphones that captures the elite limo experience and transforms it into an on-demand service. Take a look at this YT exclusive. Have somewhere to go and want to do it in style? And you don't want to go through a call center or deal with the ambiguity of whether or not you have a confirmed booking. If you are in Bangalore, you might want to consider the Uber app. Uber, San Francisco headquarter venture, does not own cars but uses technology to connect drivers with passengers through a mobile app for a fee. Offering rental bookings for high-end cars like the Mercedes E-Class, BMW, Audi and Toyota driven by well-trained drivers, Uber is learning quickly that the price proposition is key to the Indian consumer.
Where can I drive from?
Unicity. Since its soft launch a month ago, Uber has been forced to cut its prices by 15 to 20%.
As we look at Uber globally, we want to be in all of the major cities around the world, and I think as I look at Asia, certainly India is a big piece of that, and there's a tremendous amount of excitement about the Indian market right now. We view it that way, and Bangalore is really sort of the right flagship market for us. We want to make sure that globally users have the same experience, that when they go to Bangalore, when they go to the other 42 cities that Uber operates in, that they're able to use the same app and have a consistent experience. That said, from an operational perspective, we need to make the service customized to the market, and that'll play into the types of vehicles that our partners have, right? So maybe you're getting a town car in the U.S., you may get a Mercedes in some parts of the world. Many of the vehicles that we have here are Camrys and Accords, just as Uber aligns to whatever the supply dynamics are in that market.
Payments for this Uber service are automatic and the registered credit card is charged at the end of the ride. In just 3 years since launch, this mobile app has made luxury rides possible in 44 cities across 18 countries around the globe. Having raised over $307 million in funding from the likes of Amazon's Jeff Bezos, Google Ventures, TPG Capital and Goldman Sachs, Uber has big plans for the unregulated Indian market too.
We're tremendously excited about India, and as I look at Asia, I am as well. I think there's, you've got economies that, cities that are growing very quickly. You've got some transportation pain that we think that Uber can be a solution for. And we think that we bring a little bit of style and sort of a lifestyle element that aligns with some of the trends that we see from a consumer perspective here. Bangalore being kind of the Silicon Valley of India, Uber is a San Francisco company. It just made a lot of sense for us. We knew that there were folks that understood technology and that would embrace Uber early on. And in fact, we had the data that was showing us that as well. So every time that you open the app, we capture a data point. We call it an eyeball, and we see a lot of eyeballs in Bangalore.
We obviously look at some things before we enter a market. We look at the opportunity size. We look at existing customers who have tried to use our service in a market. We look at where the transportation dynamics are. And from that perspective, India is a very compelling market. I think there are several cities in the country where Uber could add value and we would be logical places for expansion. I think you'll see us be very aggressive on our timeline in expansion within the country. What those cities are and what dates we're going to, I'll keep that for ourselves. But I think people across the country can expect Uber in their markets very soon.
It will be interesting to watch how high-end homegrown taxi services respond to the new competitor on the block.
As we look at the elements that we think Uber brings that are distinctive in the Bangalore marketplace, the level of technology that allows you to really understand where your vehicle is, the reliability of knowing that the driver that you connect with is coming towards you, and the quality of the vehicles that Uber partners with here, and the process we go through to ensure that quality. We think that we're delivering a pretty compelling proposition at 1.3 times the price of a radio taxi.
Well, we're going to be tracking the Uber story right here on the show. On that note, it is time for us to take a break. When we return, 3 IITians guide to a must-see India.